Hello and welcome to class. I'm very excited to have you. I wanted to make this video to give you an introduction to me and my research interests and my journey in science. I hope throughout the semester I get to learn a little bit more about you and your interests and what you plan to do beyond Maryville College. Like some of you in this class, I too was a first-generation college student. My parents did not anticipate that I would go to college. I sought out college on my own. I visited campuses on my own, and I moved out at the age of 17. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, and I grew up in Queens. When I was about 10 years old, my family moved to Middle Tennessee. I graduated from Hendersonville High School, which is just north of Nashville, so some of you may be familiar with that area. Right after high school, I attended undergraduate at Tennessee Tech University. I was a biology major with a concentration in zoology. I was very, very interested in reptiles like snakes and turtles and lizards, but I actually also did a minor in geology because I really liked rocks as well. I just really liked being outside and interacting with nature. Once I graduated with my undergraduate degree, I decided to continue in education. I went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville for my master's degree in geoscience. And I decided I loved graduate school so much that I stayed at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, joined the Department of Microbiology, and received my PhD in microbiology in 2018. After my training at the University of Tennessee, I did a postdoctoral fellowship in Washington, D.C. at Carnegie Institution for Science. I worked under the advisement of Dr. Robert Hazen. You may have heard of him before. He writes a lot of pop sci books. He's a very great science communicator, both orally and written. If you ever get a chance to read one of his books, I highly recommend it. I also was co-advised by Dr. Gennaro Giovanelli at the University of Naples in Italy, and I spent some time there as well. After my postdoc ended, I came right back to East Tennessee and got a position at Maryville College here in the Division of Natural Sciences. I'm very excited to be in East Tennessee again. This is my home and this is where I think I need to be. So this is just my journey moving around the United States. Now I'd love to tell you about my science journey and how it's taken me around the world. This is just a snapshot of the different places that I've been able to visit for field purposes, not counting the exciting conferences that I've been able to attend around the world as well. My very first trip abroad was to the Amazonian rainforest in Peru. Here I'm cuddled up with a sloth that we rescued from the shoreline. We were able to take him back to a happy little tree where hopefully he lived out the rest of his life. After that, I joined the geology or the Earth and Planetary Sciences program at the University of Tennessee, and I did fieldwork in northwestern Argentina. And this is an image from one of two field campaigns that I ultimately went on in the same region. During both my undergraduate degrees and my graduate degrees, I was able to do really exciting field courses. This included the ecosystem field studies course that's in Colorado that I encourage all of you to look into if you're really interested in doing field biology, and also the International Geomicrobiology course that is based out of Catalina Island, but we were able to visit a number of geobiologically interesting sites on the West Coast. Beyond that, my PhD project took me to the top of the world 2 times. This is a picture of me driving a boat in Svalbard, which is an archipelago that is north of Norway. It sits at 79 degrees north in the Arctic Circle, so it's almost at the North Pole. Norway likes to claim that Svalbard is part of its territory, but actually, if you say that to anyone who lives on Svalbard, they'll get pretty angry with you. They are a sovereign territory. But I was able to do 2 different field campaigns there, and hopefully throughout the semester, I'll be able to talk with you about my research and why studying these ecosystems, especially right now, is very, very important. As I said previously, my postdoc took me to Italy. This is a picture of me at the University of Naples, where I helped my collaborator and advisor, Donato, set up his new laboratory there. So this is just a snapshot of my science journey. I'd love to learn throughout the semester what you envision for yourself as far as your academic journey, what you want beyond as you leave Maryville College. I would encourage you to look at my website. It describes the type of research that I do, the type of research that you could be involved in yourself if you're interested in working together on your thesis project together later down the road. And there's also a bunch of field photos for you to look at as well.